Audioburst. Now, one of the lessons I'm learning from my own personal journey after leaving corporate life behind a few years ago to actually help the global community launch podcasts, ghostwrite thought leadership articles, is accepting that I cannot do everything myself. Now, I don't consider myself a control freak, but I've had people say to me, "Oh, Neil, don't spend all your day sifting through hundreds of emails. Get a virtual assistant in, let them manage that." Or almost anything that you do, people say, "Well, just outsource that." But I must admit, I struggle to let things go. But equally, I do accept that I might be the guy for writing, I might be the guy for producing podcasts, but I readily admit and hold my hands in the air and say I suck at design and video making and video editing. And it occurred to me that individuals and businesses of all sizes have the exact same problem. Because everywhere we look, we're told that video is king and the visual web is officially here. But what if your business doesn't have the required skill set to actually stay relevant in an age of visual web? So when searching for a video guy, I came across a scalable video solution company that also just happened to have an amazing and intriguing backstory too. Viral Ideas is a company that provides a scalable way to produce content through corporate video solutions. And some of their video solutions include corporate video production, on-demand video editing and in-house video training. And I quickly learned that they've produced over 1,200 videos for organisations ranging from financial firms, manufacturing companies, franchises, SaaS products and healthcare. And this quickly captured my attention because every Indiegogo, Kickstarter campaign, corporate website, startup, or just a solopreneur, everyone has a website with video on there. And you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. And that video on the front page of the website, that could determine your future success. And yet when we go on all these different websites, we don't necessarily think about who made the video that's on that website. So I reached out to David Feynman, and he's the CEO of the fast-growing video production company. So I invited him on to learn more about what they do, but also find out a little bit more about his backstory that began when he was just 16 years old at high school. So buckle up and hold on tight so I can beam your ears all the way to Philadelphia so we can learn more about Viral Ideas and their on-demand video editing service called Flixation. So a massive warm welcome to the show, David. Can you tell the listeners a little about who you are and what you do?
Thank you so much for having me on the show. My name is David Feynman. I am co-founder of a company called Viral Ideas. We are a video company here in Philadelphia, PA, and we also have a company called Flixation, which does on-demand video editing. So that's a newer business for us, but that one basically handles companies' editing needs.
Excellent. And before we get started, I think we must explore your backstory because you started your first company at only 16 in high school. And I hope that we can possibly inspire some of our younger listeners, entrepreneurs and startup founders who are listening today. So can I ask you to share that story?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. So, when I was younger, I started a company in high school when I was 16 years old. It was, essentially actually I'm still working with one of the guys that was a part of it, Zach, who's my business partner to this day now, 10 years later. But, we did essentially what it was team dances in an athletic club. So we would have, we would set up a concert. Zach owned a DJ company at the time, who was my business partner. And I had this promotion company. We would promote these team dances in a basketball game. We would have 1,000 and 2,000 kids come out, every weekend not every weekend, once a month to be a part of these, large scale dances, concerts. We had different acts that would come in, different rappers and, different DJs that we would bring in from all over. So it was a good time. It was my first real introduction into business.
Man, you must have been one of the cool kids at school, man, as well, yeah?
I was a bit of a nerd. We hired the cool kids to promote for us.
After 800 interviews, I think you're the only guest that has enjoyed amazing success with a zombie run. Can you tell me more about that?
It was a national zombie-themed 5K. We essentially had people dress up as zombies to this, basically a Hollywood set that we created, and people would run through the zombie course. We had about 35,000 people do it all over the country.
Wow. And where did that idea come from?
It was actually a friend of mine in high school and I. We came up with the idea when we were in high school, ended up doing it when we were in college. It really came from, you always run faster when we're chasing. We're at a haunted house, being chased after with one of the guys with the chainsaws. We're like, hey, we were both runners at the time. We'd both done marathons together in high school. And we're like, hey, we'd run a little bit faster if someone was chasing us with a chainsaw, and that's where the whole concept came to be from. And so way to motivate people to get moving a little bit, and encourage them to be a little bit healthier, through some scary zombies.
Love it. And I also read that the zombie run generated $1.4 million in only 9 months using Facebook advertising. Can you tell me more about how you turned that viral idea into a reality? And do you think it's still possible to achieve that kind of success just using Facebook advertising?
Yeah, so it actually, that story, that case study became essentially the backbone of how we started Viral Ideas, right? So we use video marketing, Facebook advertising to build, to build up an audience there. And what happened was, we started getting a couple of people, after the run with that company, we ended up meeting some people that wanted us to do some consulting for them to generate some Facebook ads and drive business their way. And still to this day, we have clients that do videos with us and run Facebook ads and get incredible returns on their investment. So still to this day, and what's today, March of 2019, in case someone's listening later on, it's a great strategy to really bring a whole new audience to your business. And when you think about it, Facebook distributes to Instagram, Facebook distributes to a whole audience network within apps. So a lot of people say, "Oh, we're moving off Facebook," but it doesn't matter. Facebook touches everyone in some way. So it's really the omni-channel way of being omnipresent in your business, and a great, well-targeted way to do your advertising. And it worked for us back then. Still works now for people. Sometimes even better because the platform has evolved a bit.